Hey everyone, welcome back to Let's Play Dead Rising 3. Just Frenzy today. I'm doing a couple of bonus videos to close out the LP, and this one is to cover things I missed, or things I maybe didn't get a chance to show off in the main videos. The first thing I want to talk about is probably the biggest game mechanic that I didn't get a chance to use, and that's the combo categories. I guess I did sort of mention it once when I did the combo foods, but that one's kinda special anyway. So the general idea of combo categories is that you can substitute items of the same type when making combo weapons, or combo vehicles for that matter. It's not a straight one-to-one thing, there are exceptions, and some of them just don't work. The biggest example of that is going to be super combos. Cannot be used with combo categories. Those have to use the specific items in their blueprint. But for example, if you wanted to make any of these firearm weapons, you could use any gun, including the flare gun, which doesn't make a lot of sense in some cases, but yeah. I actually think it's a really good system. It's a good progression on the idea of combo weapons. So Dead Rising 2's whole thing was the idea that you could combine two items off the ground to make something better. But there were sometimes, I guess, practical issues where you needed to use a specific type of knife to create, for example, the knife gloves. Even though there were very, very similar items, for example, the chef's knife and the Bowie knife, you could not interchange, and it sort of didn't make sense. This is meant to combat that. So the idea that you can use any bladed weapon instead of one particular type of knife. It's just a really good idea to add on to the combo weapons system. I've set up a bit of a demonstration here. I made a point of pointing out glove-type weapons, or glove-type combo weapons every time they came up. Mostly because I hated that aimed punch attack. But here's an example of how the boxing gloves can combine with a bunch of different items that they don't normally combine with in order to make combo weapons. So my first thought when I came across this system, or first started using it, was that it was going to be confusing. I mean, what happens if you mix the gloves with the handgun, or the handgun with the gloves? In which order? Are you going to get two different items? How do you know what you're going to get? And actually the system is pretty well designed. Every combo weapon in the game, with the exception of the super combos and DLC combo weapons too, I didn't mention those. They're exempt as well. But every combo weapon is a unique combination of weapon types. So I mean, I would have thought that surely there were two different, blunt weapons, 2x4s and lead pipes with knives, and there aren't. Now I think this is one of the reasons why you get weird combos, like the Pukes of Hazard I mentioned seemed like it should have been made with a leaf blower. I'm guessing that's why you get weird substitutions like that. But it's a really good system. There's no confusion whatsoever as far as what is going to make what things. This right here is the place where the system really shines. Just the idea that you can pick up a bunch of random items off the ground and you can make a bunch of different useful items with them. You don't have to worry about knowing exactly where the specific item spawns in order to make your favorite weapon. You can just mash things together. Just a really good addition to the combo weapon system. I'm going to show the blueprints page here in just a sec. I don't think I ever showed this off in the main videos either. But in the select menu, there is a listing of all the different weapon blueprints and what you need to combine together to make them. That way if you forget or you want to look it up, you can. And we're going to see the exceptions here. So the big obvious ones are the super combos, any of the gold blueprints that don't have combo categories attached to them. But we just passed over the other interesting exception, which I forgot to pause over. The tactical handgun, the pistol, and the flashlight doesn't count for combo categories. It's the only non-DLC, non-super combo weapon that has to be made using 2 specific items. I guess the developers just really kind of like that one. But anyway, we're going to get an exception right here, I think. Substituting axes and knives. See, that is a good substitution there. That makes sense. And that's really what most of the substitutions are things like that do make sense. Now, my big problem with the combo category system is just that it's kind of unnecessary with weapon lockers, since you can get whichever item you want, or whichever combo you want, extremely easily. And speaking of weapon lockers, there is one vehicle that I never got the chance to show off. You get it from one of the skill upgrades. So this is the mobile locker. And normally it's supposed to be made out of 2 regular blue vans, but thanks to combo categories I can use the fireworks van. So the mobile locker is, well, it's a big ass van with an awesome horn. And its whole gimmick is that it has no offensive capability, but what you can do is access the weapon locker while driving it. And as long as you have the ability to take something, it'll drop it right in your inventory. I think it's kind of a cool vehicle. I don't really see the point. I never found weapon lockers all that annoying to get to. But I can't deny that it works really well. You also really have to love the look of this thing. This is a seriously cobbled together vehicle. It's great. Anyway, that's enough of that. The next really big thing that I didn't get a chance to show off, although for this one I actually have a pretty good reason, are that there are bonuses for finishing the game on both normal mode and on nightmare mode. So finishing it on normal gives you the Mega Man X outfit. And this is sort of a... This was a thing in Dead Rising 1, and they didn't do it in Dead Rising 2, and then brought it back in off the record. But yeah, pretty much lets you dress up as Mega Man and run around. And actually in this game, the costume actually has cool sounds attached to it. Now for beating the game on Nightmare mode, you get something even better, once I find out where exactly it is. There we go, the X-Buster. So we actually get Mega Man's weapon, I guess. I don't really want to say gun. And similarly to the way it was done in Dead Rising 1, it's awesome. Like, it is not some gimmick thing, some novelty. This thing is powerful. So yeah, we got a melee attack, we got the regular shoot button attack, but this thing has a really, really good heavy attack, which I will show off in just a second. There we go. Unfortunately, it can be kind of hard to aim. It sort of auto-aims itself. But yeah, it's awesome. Unfortunately, the X-Buster does have an ammo count. I'll see if it'll pop up here in a minute. So you can't just run this thing all the time, although I guess you could just fill your inventory with them. I feel like the one in Dead Rising 1 had a infinite ammo, but I can't actually confirm that in any way. Okay, next up, I showed off the buffet cart combo weapon. Is it buffet cart? Anyway, I showed this off when we first got it. This was another unlocked combo blueprint from the Smarts skill. That's it, Smarts. Now, I thought you had to wait before you got the upgraded versions of this, but it turns out you don't. You can combine it with either a head of lettuce to make the meat buffet cart, which of course doesn't make sense, or a large soda to make the drink buffet cart. So each of these sort of specializes the type of food that you can get from the cart. So the meat buffet cart will focus on, I don't know what you'd call them, I guess entrees? So bigger items like pizzas, for example, that give you lots of health. And the drinks cart will give you things more like orange juice and alcoholic drinks. It does upgrade the, I guess, the level of stuff you get from it. You don't get the crappier food items. You can also combine whichever one you make with the other one to make the ultimate buffet cart. Right on. And this will give you both types of food. The higher end, I guess, entrees and drinks, but it also has a much, much higher chance, or possibly this is the only way you can get it to do it, but smoothies, or combo foods, you can get from the buffet cart, the ultimate buffet cart. And I want you to notice here that it's actually a pretty high incidence of giving you combo foods. And the other thing I want you to notice is that it doesn't seem to give you the bad ones. So I didn't do an exhaustive test, but just from this we did not get a single randomizer or bait, zombait. They really are all good effects. Lastly, I just want to show off some of the different clothing options that I never got a chance to use. I did show off the Frank West and Chuck Green outfits, but there are some other ones. So for example, you get General Hemlock's outfit, if you felt like dressing like him. You can dress like Hunter, with the full mohawk and Confederate flag face paint and tattoos and everything. That's pretty great. The biggest problem is that these are all full outfits. You can't get the pieces separately.
Want to do the job?
You can also dress like a punk, I guess. I don't think I ever wore this one either, the zombie gore outfit. I have to say, I've only ever seen one episode of Walking Dead, and it was like the very first episode where they do this to camouflage themselves from zombies, so yeah, it's kind of cool. Anyway, there were also some standard clothing items I just never... I don't think I ever showed off because either I didn't pick them up on my exploration videos or never got a chance to wear them.
No good.
Some of them are pretty good. If this is, you know, your thing, dressing up Goofy,
God damn it.
you've got some options in this game. Actually, the next video, the last video, is going to include a section of
This is not good.
Goofy outfits with the cutscenes. So if that really is your thing, you'll wanna pay attention to that.
Okay.
I really like how Nick sometimes likes his outfits,
Shit.
but almost always doesn't. The ones he likes are kind of funny.
Well, shit.
Anyway, that's going to be the end of the video. Thanks for watching, guys. See you next time for the last one.